Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do a video talking about the 10 cards in my collection that have reduced in value the most from a dollar perspective since I bought them. The reason I wanted to do this video is to kind of help some new folks to the hobby that are new collectors of vintage avoid some of the kind of pitfalls. I wouldn't say mistakes. I don't feel like I really made any purchasing mistakes per se, but avoid some of the pitfalls that could cause you to pick up a card and potentially overpay for it in the short run. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. Number 10 on the list, so the card that out of the top 10 that lost the least amount of value, is the 1967 Topps Tom Seaver. The price dropped since I purchased it by $745, which is about a 33% reduction. So what caused this? I purchased this card at the end of the COVID bubble. So I knew that the prices were still elevated. I hadn't purchased a card in a while because of the COVID bubble. And I decided, you know what, screw it. This is a cool card. I'm going to buy it. And I did, and it's dropped. It's dropped a bit. It's obviously a significant amount of money, but I'm still happy to have picked up the card. Number 9 is the 1951 Bowman Whitey Ford. This card's dropped $855 since we picked it up. So about 38% reduction. So what caused this one? Same thing. Bought this at the end of the COVID bubble and we overpaid because, just of a timing thing, right? We wanted to get the card at the time we got the card and we knew the bubble wasn't completely gone. It was towards the end of it though. So it's dropped. Plus, I think in general, the demand for this card has come down a little bit, even post-COVID bubble reduction. Number 8. This one, 2011 Bowman Chrome Draft Mike Trout. It's dropped $945. It's a 78% drop in value, so a lot. This is the biggest percentage drop on the list. So what happened here? I don't know why, but I decided, at the end of COVID, not even at the end, like towards the end of the COVID bubble, I'm going to start buying some modern stuff. It's come down quite a bit from its peak. Why? Because I thought it would be a good investment. Well, don't ever invest in baseball cards. Buy cards that you love because you love them. And if the value goes up, awesome. I bought this because I was like, oh, everybody's saying buy Mike Trout. Here's his rookie card. And it's, it seems to have come down enough. So let's buy it. Bad move. So buy what you love. Don't listen to what other people say. Number 7, the T206 Walter Johnson Hands-On Chest. This one's dropped $1,335 since I bought it, which is about a 45% drop. This primarily is because I paid up for the eye appeal. I thought this had incredible eye appeal for a 2. It's got sharp corners. It's fairly well centered for a T206. So I paid basically what a high 3 went for, but it looked better than any of the 3s or even 4s that were for sale at the time. So this one paid up for it. Number 6, the 1939 Play Ball Joe DiMaggio. This one has dropped $1,960 since I bought it, which is about a 33% reduction. So what happened here? I went to a card show. I saw this card. I said, holy crap, a 39 Play Ball DiMaggio and a 6. What an awesome card and such a great grade. I'd never seen one in person that nice, so I bought it. I overpaid for it because I thought it looked great and just the excitement of seeing it at the card show. So what I recommend to avoid this is what I'm doing this year is make a list. And if the card's on the list and the grade you're looking for at the price point, buy it. Don't just go to card shows and say, that looks cool, I'm going to buy it, because then you buy stuff out of excitement. And when you buy stuff out of excitement, you're not thinking completely rationally about it and you overpay. Number 5 on the list, the T206 Cy Young Portrait Card. This one's dropped $2,000 since I bought it. It's a 40% drop from what I paid for it. What happened here? Couple things. Primarily, I did pay up for eye appeal, but I also bought it for myself for a birthday present. So I knew it was still a little high from the end of the COVID boom, but it was my birthday, and I'm not going to buy myself a birthday present 3, 4, 5 months after my birthday just because I'm waiting for the market to come down. So I thought it was a great eye appeal for the grade, so I bought it. And I overpaid. Number 4 on the list is the 1954 Topps Hank Aaron. This one's dropped $2,160 since I bought it. It's about 27%. So this one actually surprised me that it was so high on the list because I actually bought this card pre-COVID, but I did buy it just before he passed away, and his card value started rising when people started, having rumors that he was, there's a high likelihood that he wasn't going to, be around much longer. So I picked it up then. So I guess the key takeaway here is don't buy something that has some sort of hype is not the right word for this situation, but do not buy a card because there's a reason that it's in high. If the demand goes up, don't buy the card because of a short-term bump in demand, because then you'll overpay. Do I regret buying it? Not at all. I love this card and I'm happy I bought it when I did, but had I waited 5 years, it would have come down. So that's another point, for this video for collectors, your new collectors. Sometimes you will overpay because there's cards you want. You don't want to wait 5 years for them to come down. So, you have to be willing to make the investment when it's important to you to get the card. So this one, it blipped up in demand, bought it. It went up a lot more after he passed away. It went up even more during COVID, and then it's really come down quite a bit. Plus, as a caveat, I used vintage card prices for the pricing for all of these cards. And, every once in a while, a card will sell on like a eBay auction or something for considerably less than it had been selling for. So that could also be a reason why the price seems lower than it should be. Number 3 on the list is a 4849 Leaf Stan Musial. This card has dropped, according to vintage card prices, $2,415 or 37% since I purchased it. Do I care? No. I love this card. It has, to me, amazing eye appeal for a 5. I wanted this card for a really long time, and I waited till I found the one that looked right for me. The reason that the price is down so much is twofold. One, I did buy it at the end of the COVID bubble. I was waiting for it to come down, and I thought it would come down enough. I knew it was probably going to come down more. That was my bad. But it also looked really good for the grade, so I paid up for eye appeal. So buying it during COVID and paying up for eye appeal caused this. Do I regret it? No, because for me to get a card that looks this good, I'd probably need to buy a 7, and the 7 would cost more than what this is worth now. So I still think this was a good move on my part to purchase it when I did for what I paid for it. Number 2 on the list is the 1949 Bowman Satchel Paige in SGC5. This one has come down $2,520 since I purchased it. It's a 30% drop. This one surprises me a bit because I just bought it at the National last year. I knew I was paying over comps on it because of the eye appeal of the card. It has great eye appeal. I love the look of it. It looks better than a 5. Plus, this card, the demand has come down a little bit on this card. So the overall prices across all grades, I believe, has come down a little bit. Plus, I overpaid for eye appeal. And so it's down $2,500. And then lastly, the biggest drop of any card in my collection is the 1933 Gaddy Babe Ruth number 53. It's the yellow background. I purchased this in an SGC1 at a card show. Again, kind of like that DiMaggio. Obviously, it was a different card show, but the card was not on my list. I saw it and I said, wow, I don't have a 33 Gaddy Ruth and I'd love to get one. So what I did was I paid what the guy was asking because it was freshly graded. It was not at the end of COVID, but not much longer after kind of the bubble. He wasn't really going to come down on the price at all. He had just had it graded. He felt like he was asking a reasonable amount of money. It was slightly higher than the comps for a 1, but like I've talked about on multiple videos, a 1 is anything from a 0 to a 59%. It's like an F, right? So I believe this was a higher graded 1. I think this is probably in that 50th percentile range as opposed to the 10 or 20 percentile range. So even though it's not in fantastic shape, I still feel like I paid up for eye appeal. And the card was somewhat elevated still from COVID. It has since come down across the board, across all grades slightly, plus the eye appeal. So when you buy a 1, remember that if you get a nice looking one, you'll pay a lot more than what a crappy looking one looks like. So for me, I don't mind overpaying slightly for this card because I could find a 1 that probably is in the range of what vintage card prices are saying, which is $3,300 less than I paid. That's a real piece of crap. So this one to me is not a real piece of crap. So I paid up for a nicer one. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope that there was some things that I did that maybe caused me to overpay, that you guys kind of learn from my mistakes. So good luck with the collecting. Enjoy the hobby. Buy what you love. If you like the video and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you like the video and you're already subscribed, thank you for your subscription and thank you for liking it. All right, guys. I will talk to you soon.